Welcome to the Teaching Autism and Special Education Community Podcast. Hi, I'm Nikki, a passionate special educator, autism advocate, resource creator with over a decade of experience, and you may know me as the face behind Teaching Autism. This podcast is your go-to place for practical tips, hands-on strategies, and inspiring and funny stories to support special educators all around the world, whether it's building independence, creating engaging lessons, or finding that elusive work-life balance. I'm here to help you thrive inside and outside of the classroom. Let's dive into today's episode and make a difference together. Hi friends, and welcome back to the Teaching Autism and Special Education podcast. I'm your host Nikki, and today we are diving into something that can feel really confusing. So why does behaviour sometimes get worse after a student has done really well? After they have coped or achieved or succeeded? Is it attention seeking? Is it defiance? Is it self-sabotage? The answer is no. Usually it's what I like to call nervous system math. And let's dive in and unpack it. So first of all, success still costs energy. And this is a bit that most of us were never taught. So success does not automatically mean regulation. For many of our students, especially our autistic students and those who are masking or pushing through sort of executive function challenges, success can actually be really expensive. So to complete that task, they may have had to suppress sensory discomfort. They may have inhibited stimming. They may have held eye contact. They may have had to process multiple instructions or fight anxiety or push through some working memory overload. They may have had to work to ignore some background noise and even to sit still when their body really wanted to move. And that's not a small thing. That is a full body effort. So when they finish, their nervous system is often not calm, it's maxed out. So then there's something that I like to call the nervous system release. And when a student achieves something difficult, especially in a structured environment, they may be holding themselves together too tightly. So think of it like holding a beach ball underwater. Eventually, it pops up and shoots out the water, no matter what you do. And that escalation after success can sort of look like sudden silliness, maybe increased movement, a loud voice, refusal to start the next task, emotional tears, irritability, even knocking things over or shutting down. And it's not because they regret succeeding or that they hated succeeding. It's because their body finally stops bracing. And what happens when that bracing stops is all that stress discharges. Now, you're also going to have some students who are incredible at performance regulation. They can look calm, they can follow instructions, they can produce the work that you're requesting, but inside, their nervous system is in fight or flight. So when the demand drops, so does the mask. And what you see is not defiance, it's actually decompression. Now, this is really common in students who are perfectionistic. They have anxiety, they fear getting it wrong. They are praised heavily for achievement, or even if they are used to being told that they're doing so well. Success can actually increase pressure, and that pressure increases arousal, and arousal eventually needs release. Now, another layer to consider is the fear of the next demand. So sometimes escalation after success isn't about the task just completed. It's about what's coming next. So your student finishes writing, you say, brilliant, now we're going to, and all their nervous system hears is more, another demand, more effort, no break. So instead of calmly moving forward, their system is going to completely tip over because they've already spent everything. Now, I want to gently say this. This is not self-sabotage. Children are not wired to sabotage their own success. When behavior escalates after achievement, it is not about ruining the moment. It is about regulation capacity. We have to stop assuming motivation problems when what we're actually seeing is capacity limits. So here's a practical bit of what to do instead. Number one, I want you to build decompression into success. So instead of immediately moving on to the next thing, I want you to pause. I want you to say, great job, let's stretch. Brilliant effort. Shall we have a 2-minute movement break? 2, I want you to normalize regulation after effort. You worked really hard. I think your body might need a rest. What do you think? 3, I want you to reduce the intensity of praise if needed. Some students find big praise really overwhelming. So I want you to keep it warm but calm. And 4, I want you to watch for stacking. If they have already had multiple demands that day, that final success might just be the tipping point. And finally, 5, I want you to plan success followed by regulation. So I don't want you to follow success with more demands. I want you to focus on following it with regulation. So a lot of people always say, that's great, but I don't know what to say in the moment. So I've given you some scripts that you can use here. So instead of saying, that was amazing, now let's start the next page, I want you to say, that was a lot of thinking. Let's take a quick reset before we do anything else. And it might feel small and it might feel like you don't have time for this. But what this does, it changes the nervous system trajectory. And while you might think that this is adding 2 minutes onto your day, if you're going to stop that meltdown coming next, you're probably gaining minutes because no meltdown lasts less than 2 minutes. So you're probably gaining, even though it feels like you're losing. Just give it a go and let me know how you find it, because hopefully you will find that 2-minute break actually improves your productivity through the day and you get more done because you're seeing less of these negative behaviors and meltdowns. So I'm going to wrap this up. I like to keep these I like to keep these super quick now so that you can listen to them on the way into or home from work. I know that not everyone has 45 minutes spare that they can listen to a podcast episode because let's face it, as teachers, our cups are overflowing at all times. But I want you to remember that if you have ever felt confused or frustrated when a student has fallen apart after doing something really well, you are not alone. It is actually one of the most misunderstood patterns in behavior. But I think the thing to remember the most is that even success is going to cost energy. And when you understand that, you're going to stop taking it personally and you're going to start planning for that recovery and that calm and regulation time in between. So, why does behavior escalate after success? Here are your quick fire tips to take home today. Because success does not equal spare capacity. Masking is exhausting, effort needs release, and the nervous system needs rhythm. So, what I want you to do in future if you see this happen, instead of asking, why would they ruin this after doing so well? I want you to think, how much did that successful task just cost them? And what do I need to do next to support them? All right, friends, I hope you found this episode helpful. I hope you were able to take away some information that you can put into practice in your classroom, either this year or maybe in years to come. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.